Greetings family, peace and love to you and yours. This is Guru and thanks for visiting my channel. Family, this video is about this gruesome couple out of Utah who back in April 9th to be exact, had a baby, and that baby being less than 6 hours old, they decided to give the baby drugs. They gave the baby drugs to hide the fact that the baby is heroin addicted. It was a heroin addicted newborn, and to hide the symptoms, they put this drug in the baby's mouth, on the baby's gums. They crushed it up and then added a little saliva to it and put it in the baby's mouth. I watched a video earlier from one of the people I subscribe to, Torian Rain to be exact, and he made a comment about we're no longer dealing with drunk driving, we're dealing with opiate driving. And he was referring to these two little young white girls who were killed for being high on opiates and driving their car into their home at a high rate of speed, killing both young girls. Basically, she killed two birds with one stone, so to speak. But nonetheless, when I heard Torian's comment about opiate driving, I was thinking, right, we went from drunk driving to opiate driving, and now we went from crack babies to opiate babies. That's what this story is about. You see, Colby Wilde and Lacey Christensen welcomed their third child into the world on April 9th at Utah Valley Hospital. The doctors, nurses, and medical staff eventually cleared out of the room, giving the parents a few moments alone with their new daughter. Unlike most new parents, they did not hold the newborn child, overcome with emotion. Instead, Wilde quickly crushed pills of Suboxone, an FDA-approved drug used to treat heroin addiction and withdrawal, police say. He moistened his finger and dipped it in the resulting powder. Then he stuck his finger in his daughter's mouth, smearing it along her tiny, tender gums. Though she had been in the world less than half a day, the baby, like thousands others in the United States, was already addicted to opiates. Family, while I just read that portion, I just want to clarify and correct my statement I said earlier that the baby was less than 6 hours old. The baby, in fact, was less than a half a day. So it did take time for the nurses and doctors to do what they had to do before they left. So, yeah, it wasn't 6 hours. It was more like half a day. You know what I mean. Anyways, I digress. Christensen, or the mother here, had been heavily using heroin and prescription pain medication during her pregnancy, according to the news release from the Utah County Sheriff's Office. The Suboxone pumping through the baby's body masked any withdrawal symptoms, so only the couple knew of her addiction. They left the hospital, baby in tow. So what happens next? An incident happened. It happened at a Walmart. Authorities might have never known of what had really happened at the hospital and of the plight of the infant and other children in the couple's home. You see, this couple, they have other children. They have a total of 3. 2 months after the couple left the hospital, a security guard at Walmart in Elk Ridge, Utah, witnessed the 29-year-old Wilde pushing a shopping cart containing a car seat holding his 2-month-old daughter. Wilde walked down an aisle and picked out a few items. Well, rather than checking out, he marched directly across the store to customer service, where he returned the items as if he had purchased them, police said. So basically, he was stealing. This white thug. As several security guards approached Wilde, he grabbed the car seat and sprinted toward the exit doors. But He mistimed the sliding doors and reached them before they had fully closed. He hit the glass hard, dropping the car seat. It bounced and rolled several times, his daughter still strapped in, according to the police. Wilde scrambled to grab the seat and began running. He exited the store, but again misjudged his path. As he raced past a pillar, he accidentally smashed the car seat into it. So, again, the seat crashed to the ground with his daughter still strapped in. This beast right here, this thug, was a very, very reckless so-called father. You see, in this home, it's a two-parent household. It's all of what people say, what's always right, but it's not always right, and this couple is a prime example of that. But I digress. So again, he picks it up. This time he handed it and his baby to a stranger before jumping into his car and driving away. His 26-year-old common-law wife, Christensen, waited inside the store with their 2 sons and 1 son she had from a previous relationship. They ranged in age from 2 to 8 years old. Police arrested Wilde before he made it out of the parking lot and booked him into the Utah County Jail on a variety of charges, including driving under the influence, possession of heroin and meth, possession of drug paraphernalia, and driving without insurance. Christensen, the mother, was also arrested on a prior outstanding warrant. When police searched the house where the couple lived with their 4 children, they found drug paraphernalia scattered everywhere. One piece was next to the infant's bassinet, another near a sippy cup, also lying around with Suboxone, some of it in pill form, the rest of it crushed. So this couple has been doing this to their kids the whole while they've been getting drug-induced themselves. This so-called mother and father. The not-so-perfect household. Immediately, the 2 were additionally charged with 4 counts each of child endangerment. Very good. The children were tested, and the 2 younger boys, the couple's biological sons, tested positive for meth. The infant tested positive for meth, heroin, and morphine. The oldest boy's father, not wanting to separate the siblings, took custody of all 4 children. By July 5th, both Wilde and Christensen were out on bail. Can you believe this? This is white supremacy's so-called justice system on its head. On its head. That these 2 are out. Acting on a tip, police visited their house on July 18th with a search warrant, only to find Wilde smoking heroin. You see what I mean? This is what they get. This is exactly what they get. I feel nothing for these people or the justice system in Utah that allowed this to take place. I feel nothing for it. I can't. You guys support this. You allow people like you to get away with this stuff. This is what you call your so-called justice system. And so with that, I'm happy for you. Happy for you. Okay? So both were arrested again, and this time investigators collected blood and urine samples. Both tested positive for meth and opiates. Well, no kidding. You allowed them out to go back home only to do what they did, only for you to find out that they were doing this all along. Good grief, you guys. Oh man, I'm so happy for you, like I said. They were subsequently charged with distribution of a controlled substance in a drug-free zone, possession by use of heroin and meth, endangerment of a child, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Though this story might be harrowing, it's becoming increasingly common. Yes, it is. Infants born to opiate addicts are often afflicted by neonatal abstinence syndrome, which is the acronym NAS, or NAS, which presents itself as host of withdrawal symptoms that include tremors, hyperactive reflexes, vomiting, dehydration, the inability to gain weight, and seizures, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. That's interesting, the symptoms that I just covered. I'm going to cover them one more time. Tremors, hyperactive reflexes, vomiting, dehydration, the inability to gain weight, and seizures. Now, some of those symptoms are probably familiar to you from maybe someone you know, a family member, or what have you. But I've known coworkers, for instance, who were white. They just happened to be white, who had the inability to gain weight, and they were always fidgety. They were like hyperactive reflexes like this, the dehydration and whatnot. It was familiar now that I listened to those symptoms. But I digress. Let me get back to this so I can get to the video. Now listen to this. Instances of NAS, what I just explained to you, increased 383% from 2000 to 2012, nearly the same period of time that saw a quadrupling of heroin deaths in adults. The latest available numbers show that in 2015 alone, there were 1,419 documented cases of NAS. Hoping to hide their baby's symptoms, addicted parents will often illegally administer the prescription drug Suboxone, a mixture of naloxone and buprenorphine. I'm messing that word up, but anyways, naloxone, known by its brand name Narcan, blocks the effects of opiates, and it's generally used to treat someone who is overdosing. Buprenorphine is a partial opiate, meaning it can, quote, block pain receptors and induce a mild euphoria, according to American Addiction Centers. It's often abused by heroin addicts who want to control their own withdrawal symptoms between highs. So, they have this other drug that blocks pain receptors, but yet it induces a mild euphoria. So they're just getting high over and over again. It's funny. I find this funny. Well, Wild and Christensen told police they learned from other friends that the drug can be crushed and used to hide their baby's withdrawal symptoms. So you see, their friends, who are mostly white, I would bet that's who it is, all told them, this couple, that hey, if you want to hide your baby's withdrawals, just do this. They're all sharing information on how to do it, and how to stay high on meth and heroin. Opiate addicts. The two remain in prison, and their bail has been set at $10,000. Again, what a joke. It is unclear at this time if either Wild or Christensen has entered a plea, or if they have an attorney. Well, now I'm going to show you the video, and leave your comments if you have any. Thanks for watching.
And tragic case out of Utah County where parents are arrested for giving their newborn daughter drugs.
Yeah, according to Utah County investigators, the drug was first administered hours after the baby was born. Dan Rascone talked with investigators. He joins us live. Dan, how did police find out about this?
Ron and Mary, police found out about it after the couple was first arrested back in June in a Walmart incident. But this is a very disturbing case, as you might imagine, for investigators to be able to find out about, especially when they found out it doesn't just involve the newborn, but it also involves the couple's other 3 children who tested positive for drugs. Now, the couple is now behind bars at the Utah County Jail. They're 29-year-old Colby Wild and 26-year-old Lacey Dawn Christensen. The couple was first arrested back on June 26th. Investigators say that's when Colby was spotted trying to steal items from a Walmart in Spanish Fort. As he tried to run, he dropped the baby carrier several times with the baby inside and eventually handed the child to a stranger. Police would later serve a search warrant at the couple's home in Elk Ridge, and then that's when they found the drug paraphernalia all over the house, and the couple admitted to giving their newborn drugs on her lips to try and cover up the fact that she was born addicted.
It makes me sick to my stomach for a number of reasons. You've got an infant who cannot do anything for herself, and the people who should be providing her nurture and love and care are the ones who are harming their child.
Now, this is a very convoluted case in regards to a lot of different things that took place between June 26th and now, but the baby was born back in April of this year, and again, we're being told just hours old, and then that's when they administered the drug on her lips.
Family, that's the extent of this video. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your support. If you haven't already subscribed, please take the moment to do so now. Peace and love to you and yours, and until the next time, don't forget to love yourself. I'm out.